Well, good evening and welcome to the last Enemy Step Slash The Great Escape. Yes, I got some music playing now, you guys. It's one of the songs that really used to touch my spirit. Jesus is coming back, right? TGE. I don't own the rights to this song, so I'm going to have to make sure I put that up there. I don't know if they have it up there right now, but I'm going to have to put it up there so they won't block this portion of the introduction. This song really used to go around in the church van. When they used to go around witnessing, they had this speakers on top and they had this playing when I would go through. I had it repeating itself going throughout the city when I would go try to find a place that we were going to set up. Me and Brother Charles, we went out there and we had bullhorns and we was out preaching in the parks, telling people about Jesus. You don't see that going on today. A lot of Christians scared right now. I never forget when I went one time to the church and we went to go witness in Balboa Park. Some of the saints were afraid to get out of the van. I was looking at I shook my head. They're afraid to get out and witness. So, man, should have just stayed home. If you're scared, you should just get on your knees and tell God I'm scared. Just tell the truth. You already see you're scared. There's nothing wrong with being scared as long as you acknowledge that you're scared. Stop trying to say that you aren't when you see that you are. Jesus said if you just only acknowledge that you've sinned, then you can get help. But if you don't want to acknowledge that you need help, ain't nobody help you. He's coming back. You better get your house in order. Because one day, he's going to bust through the clouds. He's coming back. Some of y'all ain't going to see him though. You're not going to hear him or you see him. Going to come back. You're not going to hear him, see him until he comes back on the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord is not the rapture, by the way. Anyway, as this goes off, we're going to be going into the series 666, the mark of the beast, the end time, the end of all things. And we're living that time right now, y'all. Whether or not you recognize it or not, we are living in the end time. You wanted to know what it was going to look like just before the rapture? You're in it right now. You're in the pre-portion of the rapture. Somebody said, oh, they've been saying it for years. Yeah. The reason why they've been saying it for years, God's been trying to give you a chance to get yourself right so that you can get in. But some of you are not going to make it. A lot of people not going to make it because they aren't preparing themselves. The Bible said he came for a bride who have made herself ready. You can't even get ready without his help. So what we're dealing with 666 and the mark of the beast. And so, yesterday we left off. Man, I've been up since 3 o'clock, so I just got home recently. I've been seriously busy. There it goes in. Its time usually goes off at 9. It's going off now. Anyway. So that's my alarm going off for my Vivid indoor camera system that I had only when I was doing it for a business that I was in ACN, because I don't really need anybody watching over this place because God watches over and I have some angels in here too. I'm not concerned about people coming in here or doing anything, not whatsoever, because they might run into an angel. In fact, I know they will. Anyway, so we're dealing with, and Malik's out of town right now. Malik is generally here too. And he's one of the ones that is on here with me. You know, I have these little critics that follow me. You know, you little critics out there that always follow little things that I say. Why don't you guys just find yourself a life? I mean, I did a meter test on, I have a meter in here. It's an EMF detector. It says the radiation. Guy goes, well, where's your test about the radiation? How do you know this? I mean, did you even listen to the whole thing, or do you pop in there and just start talking? What do you think I got the thing from? Why do you think I'm even in there talking about it? Man, you guys that ignorant? Anyway, I just say this right here. If you don't look at the whole thing, it's like watching a movie. You get in part of it, you don't see everything. Go back and listen to everything before you start running your mouth, because you just make yourself look ignorant. When you start running off at your mouth and start making little comments and stuff, go look at everything first. You guys are probably the first one. Listen to what I did. That's what I'm talking about right now. I've been going to Starbucks. So I noticed that the radiation level was super high because I went to my daughter's house. Hers was at 75, and she looked like she had the coronavirus. Well, she sounded like she did. In fact, I said she did. I said, man, daughter, you sound like you got that thing they're talking about that's going around. I said, no, Dad, I don't have it. 2 weeks later, she said, Dad, I did have it. I could barely breathe. Well, then I went over her house. My daughter used to live downstairs. So I went over there in El Cajon. Went over there with this little radar detector. So I went from downstairs to upstairs. I noticed down there where my daughter used to live, my youngest daughter, it was in green. By the time I got up to my daughter's house, on the top, it was in red. Well, I got up there, and sure enough, I said, wow, you got a lot of radiation in here, daughter. She said, well, Dad, I can't be worried about that. And I said, well, you need to make sure you start eating right. You got to eat right. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm getting ready to get an engineer, because I talked to an engineer about this stuff. He's an engineer. He said I'm right on target. Plus the fact I have a scientist that's going to hopefully let me interview him. He said I'm on target too. So those of you that just run off your mouth, just keep running off like you don't know what you're talking about anyway. I don't care what you guys say. You're the two little runarounds anyway. And I know you guys anyway. I already know you guys. So I know you by your behavior. You're probably the two first ones in line, the ones that run off the mouth about radiation. You're probably the first ones in line to get the flu this shot that they're talking about. Go ahead, man. Just little chickens. You guys are nothing but little chickens. Saints is what I call you. You know why? Because Jesus called you that. Get in. You got too many. Tell them that are scared to go home. Go home. Get on the altar and tell God you're scared. Because that's what you are. You're scared. You don't even know what's going on. You think you know what's going on. Why don't you do some investigating yourself and then prove me to be wrong? Those that like to run around and talk. I notice you guys all the time. I watch you guys. Oh, I'm going to blast you guys when you come in here on me. Because I want you to come in. You're bold enough to come here. You're bold enough to get the rejection. Honest rejection. I'll blast you guys out, right out real quick. I don't play games with nobody. So when you're going to come in, make sure you come in with your iron sharpened. Make sure you know what you're talking about. Because if you know what you're talking about, I don't, I'll correct myself and say, you know what, you got me right, bro. What did you find out? Show me. Tell me. Where can I get the info? Otherwise, just keep your mouth shut. Man. Anyway, oh man, I'm going to tell you guys. You guys are going to learn me. I don't play games. Oh man. Nope, I don't. So, we went to the book of Revelation. Actually, first we went to Matthew. And I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to tell you where we went. Matthew 24 and verse number 3, I believe it was. Jesus is talking to his disciples about, his disciples want to know, Lord, when shall be the end of the world? When shall be the sign of thy coming? First thing Jesus told him is that take heed that no man deceive you. Because what's going to happen is you're going to be deceived. Like many of you guys are being deceived right now. You don't know it. You don't know you're being deceived. Okay? You think you know something, you don't. And then you start talking. If you knew something, then you should talk about what you know. Don't try to talk against something that somebody's doing until you find out everything that they're talking about. Then run your mouth. You sound more intelligent like that. I mean, you just sound at least like you listen to everything. Just to get up there and run off of your mouth and not hear everything. Like, did you ever even listen to everything? Man. Anyway. Boy, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to let you guys know. I tell you what, we know what I'm doing. I'm putting them some swords. You know why? Because you walk in, you say, wait, let me make sure. Because you hear me, you're going to say, that's what I did to my brothers and sisters. They got me involved in some mess, right? I'm making such a stink out of it because they stink with it. So if they ever come with me some mess, they're going to say, wait. Make sure you don't let Stephen find out about it because he gonna say something. He not going to just be quiet. He going to try and get it straight. Whereas you guys want to run off the mouth, say things, know it's not right, or don't know it's right or think it's right, but you won't go to the person to find out if it's right. But you'll run your mouth, you'll talk, and you'll be like a trash can. Anybody can bring anything to you. People don't bring stuff to me. You know why? Because I'm going to ask you, why are you bringing this to me? I don't need to know about what they're doing. I don't want to know about what they're doing. I got enough of my own trouble to be worried about what they're doing. But if you're going to bring it to me and it's not in the way of prayer, I'm going to let that person know, hey, what's name came and told me this about you. They say, what? They did? Yeah, I'll go get them. And they say, and then when I get them, and they say they didn't say it, then I'll know that they're a liar. I said, oh, okay. So now you're going to lie. So now at least I know you're a liar. Even if the other person doesn't. I know what kind of person you are. I watch people. Watch everything you do. That's what I've been doing for years. Watching behavior of those at the Garden of Prayer. I've been watching all you guys. Believe me. Because if God put me in as pastor at that church and it didn't go through like it should have, and we suspected it to, even though it went through legally, it didn't go through according to this little coup that came through. It kind of did like the presidency is going on right now. Did like a little coup did, went through and appointed some pastor to be pastor while I was out of town doing some church business. And then somebody called me on the phone and said, man, the whole Bishop McMurray's out there holding a secret meeting. You know, they have meeting, they had a vote, and they put out a hole on his pastor. The vote, I think the vote was 21-20. I'm like, really? I said it's supposed to be a 2/3 majority vote. Even that do vote, they didn't do that part right. So usually when you do wrong, you do all wrong. You just do wrong. And when you do wrong, it's just a matter of time before God corrects you. What God generally is doing, he's trying to get his own people to be obedient first. Once our obedience is fulfilled, he'll recompense their disobedience. In other words, once we do what's right, like Job, once God sends the devil out after Job, Job finally gets corrected by God, then God finally gives him back double for his trouble. Same thing's going on here. God is the same yesterday, forever. What's going on is going to be fixed by God. It's better for God to fix it than us anyway. Because then we can sit back and we say, you know what? That was the hand of God, not the hand of man. That's what I'm waiting to see. The fingerprint of God in everything. So that it'll shut the mouth of the gainsayers. Because you got a bunch of those. I watch you guys. I look at you. You guys are little wimps. You know that? You got something to say. I know you want. See, I know that if you're honest, you'll inbox me on something first. But when you go and you put it on the post, then that means I'm going to blast you. You know why? That means because you didn't pay attention to what I was saying. So you're saying it, you tell off on yourself when you do it that way. You let me know what kind of person you are. And I already know what kind of person you are anyway. Because I've been around you. And I know your spirit. I know what spirit you are. Lamont, I know you, bro. And maybe you better be careful too, brother. Because you totally lies on things and you run with stuff and you don't check on stuff first. You need to be a better listener, man. You guys want to post on, get on my post, I'm going to blast you. I'm going to tell you. You guys going to run off, I'm going to blast you guys, man. I'm telling you, I don't play games with nobody, man. And I'm not afraid of anybody. You guys don't know me, but you're going to learn me. You're going to learn and make sure that I listen to what he said first and clearly. And then let me try to see if I can find something I can say about it. They did the same thing to Jesus. They picked apart what he said. You know who it was the most that did it? The church people. That's what you call yourself, right? Church person. Man. Anyway. Gotta love this stuff, don't you? I could go out and eat lunch with you guys in a minute and look at you and say, you guys are sure funny to me. I'll start laughing at you. You guys are funny because you guys are amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'll take you back and I'll let you listen. And I'll put it on there. I'm going to post it up there and show you. First thing I said, I did a test and I monitored that story. I've been putting it up on my post, what's been in there on the daily story about that particular place. It's fired up with radiation, just like my daughter's house was. You got to realize that's radiation constantly. What do when you go to the dentist? They put, a thing over your chest before they do your teeth, to do your little x-ray because it's going to be radiation. Then they say you're going to be okay and they go run behind a booth. Why? Why are they putting that thing over your chest to protect what? Your vital organs for what? Where's the radiation at? Is it deadly? Why do they need to protect you if nothing's going on? Right. You guys don't use your brain even a little bit to critical think about things. Because you're breathing your carbon dioxide. Yeah, Wendy, I don't wear the mask over my nose to breathe my carbon dioxide. That gives me a medical condition called, it makes me dizzy. I'm going to do it. I don't do it at work. I don't do it anywhere. I don't go in any store with that over my mouth. When they tell me that, say I got a medical condition. They say, okay, come on in, sir. It's a mandate, not a law to wear the mask anyway. Ignorant people. Yeah, wear the mask. Who did it? You know what? I got fitted for a mask. The mask don't do nothing. Please. I had a mask fitted for me for stachybotrys. You know what that is? Check it out. It's toxic black mold. It's airborne. You can't see it. Mask didn't do anything. It only lasted for 15 minutes while I was in there. By the time it did, it went through the mask and got on me, got in my breathing, because I could feel it. It only helped for 15 minutes. So don't go telling me about some kind of mask protects things. It and if it's airborne, and if you got a shot, why are you still wearing a mask anyway? What's the point of getting a shot if you still have to wear a mask? First they say you don't have to wear a mask if you get the shot. Then they're not sure. Just like they weren't sure at first when they told you to wear, not wear a mask. You guys believe anything those doctors tell you? Not me. So if you want to do it, go on and take your shot. No? I'm going to talk about you. Sure am. I'm going to talk about you for taking a shot. Then you find out later you shouldn't have taken it. You're going to like, I'm not going to say I told you so. Because to me, it's not funny. It's not funny for you to be tricked and what? Deceived. Take heed that no man deceive you. I'm not letting them deceive me. I've been warned by Jesus to watch everything they do. He said to watch and pray. That's where he got down to the 300. He got down to the ones that were watching while they laughed. They were looking and then they were laughing. They didn't get down and have their head down. They couldn't see what's going on. They looked. That's why the Bible says watch and pray. It put watching above prayer. Are you watching what's going on right now? You guys just gullible. Just doing anything they say. Going by anything they tell you to do. Not me. Not me. I'm not doing it. You go ahead. Do it. Don't get upset for you doing it. You should be upset with yourself for not caring about your own body. Anyway, man. Wow, you guys. You know what it is? It's a result of you having brain damage. You're breathing your carbon dioxide, and you're probably letting them scan your forehead too. You listen to some of our archived lessons when Malik's here. We usually talk about that first so that you'll know. Check it out what you're doing. Check out your pineal gland. Find out what that does. Check out carbon dioxide. See what that does from breathing it when you can go into a coma. So you guys want to do stuff like that? Go for it. I'm not doing it. I'll even tell you why I'm not doing it, but if you want to keep doing it and you look and research it yourself and you don't, obviously you haven't. If you're still doing it, that's between you and your body. We're one of the people here that want to listen. There are some people that will listen. There's a lot that don't. We already know that. We already know that there's mainly people that are like sheep. I already know that. People just do anything you tell them. They'll believe anything a doctor tells them. You know, if you believe the government, how come they didn't tell us we have new Social Security numbers? Huh? Why are they hiding that? Because I told the sheriff today just before I came on, I said, hey, sheriff, officer, did you know that you have a new Social Security number? He said, I don't have a new Social Security. I said, sir, I didn't ask you. I said, I'm asking you if you know that you have one. The way he said it, he was kind of like hesitant first. So I know he's kind of like, what does this guy know? Because I could tell by his body language. He said, oh, I'm going to have to check into that. Really, sir? I said, yes, sir, you have one. I said, that's why when you guys pull us over, you know where we are and where we're going, whether or not we're supposed to be at work, right? Yeah. I said, well, that's how you know. It's called location, occupation, everything about you. You guys know where we're at, where we're supposed to be. I said, you guys do that. You already know you can do it, sir. Don't try to act like you don't know. Why do you go back and get that? Don't try to act like you don't know. It's not like they're doing it, but if they want to, they can. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is my strawberry banana smoothie. Anyway, so I've been out all day, y'all. And I've been out witnessing. Almost everywhere I go, I witness people. It doesn't matter where they are. If they listen, I talk to them. If they don't, I'm keeping it moving. I used to give them an example, too. I give them an example in such a way that they'll remember me. Because I told this one guy, I said, oh, you're a sheep. I said, okay. I said, that's fine. I only talk to people who want to listen anyway. That's what I told them. I don't waste time with people that don't want to listen. Because there's too many people that want to know what's going on. So if you knew about something that was going on, you told me, I let you talk. I probably wouldn't say anything. And if I had any questions, I didn't think I understood what you're talking about. I asked you questions about it. But if you're going to tell me something I need to know, you might be able to save my life and I might know it. So I'm at least take time to listen to what you have to say. Now, if you start going off the edge and what you're saying doesn't sound serious or important, I might just dismiss you. For the most part, I'll probably listen to you out. You know why? In order to be listened to, you have to listen at. In other words, I'm going to listen to you so you can listen to me. If I don't listen to you, I don't expect you to listen to me. It's my father taught me. Pay attention when people are talking. Listen to all that they say. Pay attention to what they're saying to you. Because most of the time, you pay attention to what people say, you catch them if they're not telling the truth real quick. It's easy for me to catch people in it. Because I read something they said. So we just said this. Oh, I meant to say that. Oh, so are you sure about what you're talking about? Because you didn't say it. Well, yeah. And then they start backpedaling, fumbling around with their words. I know they know what they're talking about. Don't try to get me to believe something if it doesn't even make sense to you. My friend used to do that. Try to tell me about stuff. Didn't make sense to herself. So then we went to Matthew. Then we went to, take heed that nobody deceive you. We went to Revelation chapter number 12, verse number 7, I believe it is. Revelations 12, verse number 7. And it was a war in heaven. Lucifer fighting against angel. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought against the angels and prevailed not. Neither was there a place found any more in heaven. And that great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. There's the deceiver right there. He deceived the whole world. Not some of the world, the whole world. Everybody got deceived by him. He was cast out into the earth. So we know he's here. Have you seen him lately? He's here. Don't think he's not, because he's here. So he's deceiving you. He's working through Fauci and those guys right now. They don't even know he's using them. It's not like he asked, hey, Fauci, how much you go live for me today? It's like Fauci saying, okay, Satan, I'll go do it. How much you going to give me? He's giving them money, that's for sure, because all he need to do is find some people that are in love with money. If you're in love with money, he got you already, because the love of money is the root of all evil. So if they're doing it for money, they're going to get money at it, plus the fact they're having a purpose behind it. What? To kill people. We want to kill people. There's too many people on the earth. They're getting out of control. You know, if we don't get them now, it's better to kill 100 million, a couple million, than to try to trick a million now. Let's kill them. The Obama deception. You guys, you're just too busy on your phones. A lot of you guys are hypnotized anyway, because they hypnotize you on top of what they're doing. So, and then what they did, they stacked the deck. Because what they did, they made it so some people get sick and then they die, right? Which a lot of people are going to die from the 5G once they fire it up. So what they do, they say, okay, now we're going to get the people to police the people. Because then when somebody says they didn't get coronavirus, then they said that they did. Because I hear what they're saying, the doctors are saying. They get paid no matter what condition of the person they have. So I know some doctors, they've been telling me this stuff. They won't tell their names because they're afraid of losing their license and their job. Would you be out there just putting your neck on the ground for everybody else? Just because you know what's going on is true, and you're going to get out there and tell them, and then you're going to lose your job, lose your home, your wife going to get mad at you. I did that with my home. They lied on me. I lost everything I had to stand up for what I believed in. I lost my home because they were trying to get me to lie. I'm going to lie. I told my wife, I said, ow, they're lying. I'm not going to lie on myself. They said that I falsified my time card. I did not falsify my time card. I made a mistake. There's a difference. I didn't try to do anything. It was 11:30 when I was trying to get out to work, and they had a time clock instead of going backwards, stupid company. And they got rid of the time clocks where you're punching out. They went to signing in and out. I was trying to get out at 11:30 because this guy that I work with, he worked from down the street. He came in, we had one guy out on Prozac. He was jacked up in his head. His name was Ronnie. He was messed up on some drugs. He said his drug portion wasn't right by his doctor named Dr. Frankenstein. Here, I have another guy that comes on. I find out he's on the same stuff. I'm like, man, dude, this dude messed up the whole meat department in one day. One guy can mess your whole shop up. Those of you that are meat cutters, you know what I'm talking about. I said, I'm going to have everything done by the time this guy gets out at 11:30. Because he comes in at 11:30, I need to have everything done so all he has to do is put stuff out in the case. I'm going to have it wrapped because I don't want him to even wrap it. Because I wrap it a certain way. I did details. That's wherever I went, business went up. Hear my little thing going on? That's the devil over there messing with that. Anyway. Used to be at 9 o'clock. Like I said, now it's late at night. You didn't usually do that at night at all. It doesn't mean like that at night. Now, come on here at night last night, and it started last night. It's usually at 9 when me and Malik are on here. It does that. I was doing it now. I might have that whole system put out of here. If they don't come down here and fix it, I don't even have time to fix that. I'm too busy doing other things. Anyway. That was the old dragon, Revelation 12. verse number 9. And then the dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So we got angels here. And he took a third of an innumerable host of angels. And he's called a dragon. Why do you think Red China is called a dragon and they're coming out first? Devil's using them. Anyway, verse number 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of the brother is cast down, which accuses them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath. Why? Because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. The devil has a short time. We're in the 6th day. We're approaching the 7th day. Look, the 7th day is when God comes. When God comes, it said, woe unto those who desire the day of the Lord. When the Lord comes, he's going to roll up the sky like a scroll. It ain't going to be no joke when God shows up. This stuff that we're going through right now with this scanning of the head, and they're coming out with hand scanners. You guys know they're coming out with hand scanners next, right? The devil's getting ready to try to present the mark of the beast system. See, the system has to be in play so that when it actually gets ready to be enforced, it's called the shadow of what's coming. We're changing dispensations is what's happening. That's why we're having a flip of the script of things. God's getting ready to change. Don't you know the same thing happened during the period when Jesus came through grace and truth? When he took the law out, there was an eye for eye, tooth for tooth. That's not going on anymore. They still do it in some countries. You know, I think they do it in Saudi Arabia, but they don't do it in all countries. They don't have an eye for eye, tooth for a tooth now. Now it's every man for his own sin. Don't you know that it took a while for that dispensation to change? Jesus came not to do away with the law, but he came to fulfill it. So he came to explain to them what the pattern of the law was to mean. It was a shadow of something that was to come. It wasn't the actual thing. It's just like scanning your forehead. That's not the actual mark of the beast. It's a shadow of something to come. It's a figure of something that's coming. It's like, if you see the shadow, that's the figure of what's coming, but that's not it. It's just that the light's behind it telling you, look. Now you got to know that Jesus is behind the light. He's the light behind the devil, showing you before he comes here what's coming before he gets here to try to help to warn you to get yourself out of here. But you guys still aren't paying attention. Man, I don't get it. I don't get it how you guys could be so easily tricked, other than you spend too much time on the outside of your Bible. You don't spend time in your word. And those that do read it, you don't practice it. You don't practice doing what you know. So then we went to the book of Isaiah. We found out why Lucifer was kicked out of heaven. The reason why Lucifer was kicked out of heaven is because he wanted to be like the Most High God. We went to Isaiah 14, and we started at verse number 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which doth weaken the nations? Remember, he deceived the whole world. That's weakening the nations. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount in the congregation of the sides of the north. God dwelled in the north. He said here also, he said, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. He's going to be like the Most High God. This is what Lucifer wanted to be. He wanted to be like the Most High God. It said here, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. See, Satan wanted to be like God, so he got kicked out. So he's here with us, you guys. He's on the earth. They that see him shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? That shook kingdoms? Is this the guy? In other words, they're like, what? Him? He had a lot of power. See what it is that You guys got to realize that God gave Satan power too. Satan couldn't just go mess with Job. God had to give him permission. Now let's get, because I'm almost through. I'm almost really do a half hour here because I got to get some rest. Look, so I was going to wait for Malik, but God wanted me going to do this. So we're on Listen 20, Series 28. Look, SWFIT, they said this. First of all, SWFIT is called, it's in Indianapolis, Indiana. It stands for Society Worldwide Internal Financial Telecommunications, better known as TelePay, pay your bills by phone, banking by phone. What they did, they simultaneously set up all these systems in these banks. These banks knew nothing about it. It came from the SWFIT system in Indianapolis, Indiana. On the building, it has 666. Your new Social Security number has 9 digits added to it. Why didn't they tell you? Because they're hiding something. Why are they hiding? Because the book that the man had, who he took to his father, because his father was a Pentecostal pastor, and my dad knew his dad. He took a preacher, he took a deacon through that whole thing, told the computer man, showed this man exactly how this thing works. He said, call the address out of there. So the technician said, the deacon said, 102 Main Street. He punched that in, 102 South Main, 102 East Main, 102 West Main, 102 North Main. All of a sudden he said, pick one though, 102 South Main. So all of a sudden he picks the 102 South Main. Immediately appears on the appearing on the screen 4 doctors' names. What does he do? He picks a very he says pick one of those. So he picked a very familiar name, a Dr. Smith. So when he picks Dr. Smith, Dr. Smith's name, what happens when he picks Dr. Smith's name? Dr. Smith, he punches Dr. Smith's name, and immediately on there comes up everything about Dr. Smith. Every single documentation about him is there, written about everything that he's bought, everything that he's sold, everything that he's married, who he's married, if he's been divorced. If you think about it and he's did it, it's on there. Every single thing about him is on there, on this computer. I'm telling you guys right now, there's nothing that wasn't mentioned. So these guys are on here. They're commenting and mentioning back because I blasted them. I blasted them good. They don't like it. I'm going to teach them guys. When you come on my post, when you say something, make sure you know what you're talking about. Because I'm going to come back and I'm going to say something about what you have to say. Listen to what's being said before you run your mouth. Anyway, man, it's always these little church brothers too. I know both of them, by the way. Anyway, so this man takes him through there. So he says, I want you to show him how it works. And then the man started to go on to explain about the systems that they have desire to bring out. You know what they said? They said their biggest problem with implementing the system is the church. And let me ask you a question. What have they been doing? They've been letting what? Prisoners out of jail. Who have they been attacking the most? Church people. It's not a mystery that God judges the church first. In other words, what you see happening is God allowing the enemy, which he did to Job, to come and get the church first. Because the church is held responsible for not letting its light shine. Because the church is the one that's supposed to be telling the world what's going on. But there's so many scared church people, like my brothers and sisters. They already took their shot, some of them. I'm like, really? You guys went and took the shot? Are you kidding me? Why? You guys really believe in it? I was like, man, you guys should have hoped God get you through this one. Because they did, but they found out they have some, I guess they proved, I don't know how this, I'm just telling what I saw. There was a doctor, I put it up on there, some doctor, apparently he was able to figure out, he was a top virus doctor. He said what they've done, they messed up because they made it so that only your virus, it'll only kill a certain virus. So all the other virus killers that you have, they kill those before they try to kill any other virus. So all the other viruses get through. So you guys are gonna get sick from they said that you could never get it out of your body. Now, I don't believe that. I believe that you do Dr. Sebi stuff. Dr. Sebi, they killed that man because that man knew some stuff. If I were you guys and you guys took that shot, I would get on the Dr. Sebi alkaline diet and start alkalining your body. Because what's happening, the radiation level has heightened itself. And then they put stuff in the atmosphere. Look at our foods. Our foods, and I'm going to do a research. So I'm going to go ask this engineer up here. I'm going to find out. In fact, I got to call this scientist. You know what? In fact, when I get off of here, this scientist got a hold of me. The scientist got a hold of me. He was down there when I was playing music. He said, you know what? You are on target, and I'm going to send you. In fact, he already sent me some documentation. He said, I want to show you proof about what you're saying, how it's true. So you little running around guys, you Lamont and you maybe, why don't you guys come and visit this scientist, let him talk to you since you guys think you know what you're talking about. I go to research stuff anyway, so don't come on here unless you know what you're talking about. If you got something to show me, show me. Don't be picking off stuff you don't know what you're doing. If you think I don't know what I'm talking about, tell me what it is then. If you know, tell me. Do you know? Then why are you picking apart stuff that I'm doing if you don't know what I'm talking? If I don't know what I'm talking about, you don't even know what I'm talking about. So you're talking about yourself. You don't know. You want to come with me? I'll take you. I go and check things out. Don't be so ignorant. Man, because I'm going to blast you guys. I'm going to blast you, man. Told people they come into my post. They come in here. I'm going to blast you, man. I'm going to blast you guys. Me and Brother Charles do this with each other. Brother Charles going to come in here. He correct me. Hey, bro, pull it out, bro. We fence each other. We fence back at each other is what we do. We fence. That's what we do. So if you don't know what you're talking about, don't say nothing. Just research it yourself. Then open your mouth. Otherwise, just be quiet. You learn with 2 ears. Be slow to speak, slow to wrath, and swift to hear. That's what the scripture says. Don't be so quick to speak. Find out about what you're talking about. Find out what I'm talking about before you say anything. That's what happened to my brothers. What they do? They heard something that somebody else said, then they agreed to it without even going to see what I said when they could have listened to what I said, and then came to me for defending them about what I said. But what do you guys do? You got to put it up on a little post. If you don't like what I say, inbox me is the correct way first, so I know what you're doing. But if you blast me up there, then I know what you're doing on that way. I had the same thing happen when I was in as pastor. Had 2 brothers. Every time I would teach, they would have something to say. They were like Dathan and Byron. You always got them around. They always think they know what you're talking about, so they'll raise their hand up to cause confusion. So I said, I would answer them sharply, or I'd make them look like they didn't know what they're talking about. Because if you ask for a question in a deceitful way, like Jesus knew what was in them, he jacked up guys all the time when they came up with this stuff. He said, look at him. So all you have, why calls tell me good? He already knew what kind of character the guy was. Oh man, so all I have? All that I slave for? He didn't even realize who he was talking to. He didn't realize he was talking to the man who owned everything that he slaved for before he even got it. He's talking to the creator of all things. He didn't know who he had. Sometimes you guys don't know who you're talking to. You just think you know who you're talking about. Anyway, so he took him through the system, this computer network system. And I'm going to show you guys then. And then he said, we have a new social security number. I thought, really? I heard it on this tape. When I got this tape, I was in the world. I was backslidden. A sister brought it to me. She's told me, she came in, Brother Steve, you just got to go to church tonight. They had something extremely important going on. I said, oh, okay, sister, I can't remember her name. It was a UPC church. I said, okay, because she didn't know I used to go there. My father used to always go up there. I went up there as Dr. Gray. It was Revival Tabernacle at the time. They changed it to the Anchor now. And it's on Pentecost Way. They even got the street changed to Pentecost Way. Isn't that amazing? In fact, hopefully I could have got that street changed to the House of Prayer Avenue, over there where the Garden of Prayer was, if we would have did things right, including me. We didn't do things right. I didn't do things right. God is spanking us for what we did wrong. That's what God does. He sends out the devil to correct you. Anyway, so I'm just saying this, you guys. In that computer network system, the man went on to tell the man, he told him to go look at everything that man, I wish you guys just wait till I get off of here instead of replying to me right now. I'm on live. You guys know I'm on live, and you guys are replying to stuff. I can't talk to you right now. Okay, and it's really interrupting me while I'm teaching. Anyway, guys, just, man, please, boy. almost like that lady that kept bothering me while I was trying to play my horn. I was trying to play the guy. She kept coming over there and just trying to talk to me. I said, "Ma'am, will you please stop trying to talk to me right now? I'm trying to play my horn. I can't have you talk to me while I'm playing, ma'am. Please." She got mad, started cussing. I knew that the devil was using it. I was trying my best to be polite to her. Then she started, "Oh, I'm gonna use my sailor language on you." Started cussing and carrying on. These two brothers, brother man, I'm gonna spank you two brothers, man. You guys watch. You guys better make sure your guns are sharp, because you guys don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway, I got two brothers on here that I was talking about. I'm complimenting them. They keep running off with their mouths and stuff. You know, if you guys want to come with me, come and go with me. See what you know what you're talking about, little brother. You don't know what you're talking about. You guys don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway, so let me get back here onto this lesson here. The devil always comes in to steal the word when it's being taught. Doesn't matter where he comes. He's always going to show up. It's just the way it is. It happens everywhere I go. Doesn't matter where it happens, at or through. It's not the people, it's him. I already know it's him. Because God is teaching me how to be sharp in the midst of the enemy being around me. Because the devil's going to be there. He has to show up. He has to come around. He has to be there. Look, we are headed toward the end time. This is the survival of the fittest. You can't be being sharp you can't get weight. You can't get muscles by going into the gym and looking at them. You could look at them all day. Walk by them, and then expect to come out looking like Mr. T or what's his name? Some of these other men. It's not going to happen. You're not going to come out looking like these dudes. You have to do the work. You got to do the time. In order to get what these guys got, you got to do the time. Okay? Anyway, so this man, this computer network system, he says that we have new social security numbers. So you know what I did? When I got this tape, first of all, when I listened to it, when the sister brought it to me, because I didn't go to church, I was selling dope. I was in organized crime when this lady came in. I was doing stuff wrong. She came to me, gave me that tape. I was doing karate in the park and getting everybody high. When they saw me get off, they knew they was getting high. So what I did is she gave me this cassette tape. I'll never forget it. I went home and listened to it. Man, it shook me up. Man, did it shake me up. Then she gave me another one. She gave me two tapes. One about the Syrian prince in the Shinar Desert. You know, let me see if I can find that scripture. He was in the Shinar Desert. A man that claimed to be the forerunner or the Antichrist himself, a man that was a deacon over here, who spoke the Aramaic language or the Aramaic language, whatever it is, who the UN government was going to go talk to this man. This man claims to have powers that are beyond the ability of men that you've ever seen do. You know, they have sorcerers and stuff. And one of the men he went to a sorcerer's magician's meeting. And he said he sat on the front row. It was Dr. Urshon. I've talked to his brother, one of his brothers. I'm trying to get him to give me the tape. Because what happened when he went to this meeting, he said there's like over 5,000 people there waiting for this main man to come out. He was a sorcerer. But before he came out, they had the other little musicians there. But when he came out, and what he did, he came in and he was down like this. He went like this. He had his head down. He had a black cape on. When he lifted his head, they said his eyes were like flame of fire. And then they said, all of a sudden, everybody, they were clapping, screaming, "Yeah, he's coming on. He's coming on." And then when he raised his head like that, he said, everything stopped. All screeching, whistles stopped at the airy note, screaming, everything. And he looked up like this. And then he finally put his head back down like this. And everybody went, That's what the man said. He said he sat on the front row. I'm not going to tell everything that's on the tape, because I don't think you will believe it. Because I was like, really? Man. Well, anyway, the man, I'll tell you this much, because I had the tape. I got to find it. I think it's downstairs. He went through and showed this man, this other man, and he told him, "You stay in this room right there." The guy that was the interpreter, here in San Diego. He was able to be the interpreter for the United Nations. I'm telling you guys right now, if you look at your scriptures, there's 10 nations that are coming together. See how all these nations are starting to agree with each other? China's getting, the Bible already talks about that happening. There's going to be 10 nations that are going to agree together. United States, I don't know where we're in the picture. All I know is one thing. United States is destroyed. In the Bible, it's accidentally destroyed. Can't you see right now with China racing like it is China's called Red China. China is called the Red Dragon in the Bible. They go out and they have the tail. So they're likened to serpent that Satan did. What did Satan do? Satan reached out and grabbed a third of God's innumerable hosts of angels. They're called Nephal. They're the fallen angels. Some of them are Nephilims, which got into bodies, which when they saw the sons of men were fair to look at, which were women. But their sons of men are men that are birthed from Adam and Eve. They're called the sons of men. Sons of God are angels. So the sons of God came and made it. Some of them made it with some of the sons of men. One of my friends, she got abducted. She almost got taken out of her body, out of here to another place. She said it's pulling her, trying to take her away. And she got terrified. I tried to get her on here to talk. I know a person, I'm not going to call her name. She told me her whole story. She even got impregnated by one. She said, I would get on the bed. I had another girl that told me, she said, Stephen, I'm terrified. Something keeps coming and jumping on my bed at night. And it gets there, and she said, I got something. And I said, I got something for you. So I brought her some anointed oil. I told her what to do with it. She said, man, Stephen, ever since that day you told me to do that, I have had no trouble. I told her to bind every window, block every door, in the name of Jesus. Just put it over the blood. Say in the name of Jesus, I bind every spirit in the name of Jesus that will come through this window. Every entrance spot. I told her to go over your door. She said, I never had a problem since then. They come to me. This other man at work, he told me that one of the girls, the daughter, somebody died in the house. It's one of his daughters or something. Anyway, I don't remember exactly who it was, but somebody died. And he said she wouldn't leave. Apparently somebody killed her or something. I don't know. But he said, Mike Tyndall, if I wish I could get him on here. I wish I could get some of the people on here that told me these stories. They would tell me because they knew I was a spiritual person. So what happened is he said his grandfather clock that sat in the corner, him and his wife were in there. They watched it go like this. It leaned that far over. It stepped like that. Then it went back. You know what God is doing? I'm going to tell you guys what happens. God's going to let the Nephilims, which are the fallen angels that you can't see, get more involved in things. It's going to start terrifying some of you guys. You know what some of you guys are going to do? You're going to start running to the church house. Oh, yeah. See, the Bible says, save some with fear, pulling them out of the fire. God's going to bring some fear upon the earth. God said, it says in the Bible, that there's going to be so much stuff that's going to be happening that young men's hearts are going to fail them for the fear of things that they see coming up on the earth. Don't you know these guys, these Frankenstein doctors, they're out there mingling the genetics, the genes. They're trying to make man. They're taking things and they're splicing with cows. They're probably trying to make a cow man, a horse man. You guys seen the Island of Dr. Moreau? You don't think these guys are out there trying to do some crazy stuff like that? Please. They're curious. They didn't mess with the DNA. Mr. Massey was my patent agent, okay? He is the one that told me that he's the one that wrote the patent for the DNA. This was years ago. Okay, because he told me when I was 26. I think I was about 26 when I found out. And he was 82 when I met him. Long old time ago. Anyway, he passed away. He set up some things for me anyway. But anyway, he set up a $100 million project for me to do. Over $100 million. I'm sure it's in the billions. I didn't have time for it. He started laughing at me. He gave me something that cures cancer. I have it in the house. Where's that? I threw it down somewhere. Anyway, I know how to make it. I know how to make the stuff. It does like 35. There it is right there. Here it is right here. This rich man gave me a composition. It's right here. This stuff right here does 35 different things. Okay? And one thing I know for a fact it does, it removes bumps off your body because I've used it myself and I've had all kind of people use it. It's been tested in a lab. I had a brother take it to a USDA plant and to check this. Was it USDA? Whatever the pharmaceutical guys, they test things to see if there's any type of allergical reactions to people. This has been through a test. It came back negative for any type of responses to kind of allergies or anything like that. So it's already been proven. In fact, when the guys were looking, they said, man, whatever that is, it's got amazing properties in it. They wanted to get involved on it. I think the brother that I disclosed this to, I think he might have stole it. I don't care. I could care less. Look, I don't care about this stuff. I care more about souls than trying to get off on some money. Look, all you guys is money on the tape. You know what it said? All the money that you guys have, it says it's not going to be no good. You can see that going on now, can't you? This is what's on this tape. I'm just telling you what's on the tape. One thing that I have not seen happen yet that was on the tape, they said the checking system was going out. We still write checks. I don't know when that one's going to go out, but you can see how easy that's going to go out. They don't care about checks. I don't know why they still have checks, but they do. He said the checking system's on its way out. You know what they also said? They said that your TV is going to be ran with fiber optics. I'm telling you guys right now. He said fiber optics can be used to beam a beam in a house. And you can look it up. Look up fiber optics, what it can do for. See if it can beam a laser beam. It can make a laser beam in your house, kill everybody in there, and not scorch the wallpaper. That's what he said on his tape. I'm just telling him what's on his tape. I let my mother listen to that tape. She said, man, son, that's some very disturbing information. That was Mom's nice way of saying, man, that's a frightening tape. Every time I gave a tape to somebody, because I made a bunch of them, made copies of them, they wouldn't give it back. They wanted to take it and give it to somebody else. That's how terrifying and interesting the information on there was. He talked about how we had on our new license with that magnetic strip, I guess it's occupation, location, and everything else about you. So when you guys go and you get pulled over, and you say, officers, are you on your way? Where are you on your way? Oh, I'm on my way to work. But you really are going over your girlfriend's house or your boyfriend's house when they have these lockdowns? You know how they do. That's what they're doing. The devil, he's trying to get everybody to go home. He wants everybody to be at home. He wants to isolate everybody because he wants to find out where the true church people are. So the devil's on a mass hunt is what he's doing. We're hiding out so much because we're not living anything, hardly. Remember, in the book of Revelation, chapter number 1 and 2 and 3, Jesus rebukes the church. He gets up, he's angry, he's got his eyes like a flame of fire. Read the book of Revelation, chapter number 1. I think it's like verse number 13, 14, in that realm where John sees God. He sees Jesus, and he's standing up, and his eyes like fire. He's not happy. And then he's rebuking, he's saying, only 2 out of the 7 churches didn't get rebuked. And the 2 that didn't, they were surprised that they didn't. They were doing better than they thought. But Jesus, he said, if you guys don't repent, I'm going to come and remove your candlesticks. In other words, I'm going to come in and take your life. So God, he's upset with us. I know because he was upset with me. Look, God got me good. God got me not just good, but he got me real good. God jacked me up, you guys. Let me tell you guys something. When God gets ready to get you, it ain't going to be no joke. Man, when God comes in to chastise you and give you a spanking, man. First of all, you know how people say go to hell? You're not going to say that ever again. You'll never say that. If you said it before, you won't say that. Read St. Luke, chapter number 16, about Dives and Lazarus. Dives, the rich man, who fared sumptuously every day, ended up dying. So those that you die and you think it's over, if you die before you find out why you're here, you're in big trouble. Read about it. It's not a parable, it's an actual story about what really happened. It's not a parable. It's not Jesus giving an example. This is an actuality. The rich man dies, and he's buried, but in hell, he lifts up his eyes being in torment. He's in flame of fire. And he can see way over there. Oh, man, you can see better when you're out of your body than you're in the body. Can't you see far when you're dreaming than you can when you are, like, awake? If you ever had a dream, you can see way over somewhere. You'd be like, man, how can I see that far? God is showing you into the spirit realm. Look, if you haven't died before, you don't know what it's about, right? You better find out about death before you go there. I already know. Look, first of all, the only part of you that dies is this. The temple that you're in goes back to the dust and ashes, but the real breath of you that comes out, you go on somewhere. You're going either up or you're going to go down. If you go down first, you could go up and still get kicked back down. But if you go down first, you're going right into the lake of fire. Oh yeah, you're going to hell. You're going to go to hell. And you're not going to be able to tell nobody, ooh, it's scary over here. You're not going to be able to get back. You know, unless he lets you, I don't know. And then even if you do get back, people ain't going to believe you. They're going to say, man, you talking about, man? They be tired. You're always going to have the people that ain't going to believe you, man. They didn't believe Jesus. What makes you think I think everybody's going to believe me what I'm talking about here? I know I'm not going to have people believe it when I say it, even though it's true. Am I that gullible? No. You think I'm a better teacher than Jesus? Come on, get out of Dodge. Really? They didn't believe Jesus on things he said, and they going to believe me. I ain't that dumb. Come on now. In fact, the Bible says, beware when all men speak well of you. In fact, the people that aren't supposed to believe you the most are generally the church people. And the ones that attack you the most are church people. That's why I got these little guys like attacking me. All of them are usually, and they want the first ones in line trying to get the crumbs. Oh, give me the, oh, baby. I believe God, but give me the tip. I believe God. Liar, pants on fire. Stop lying. You don't believe God. Chicken. You just a little chicken. Get on the altar and say, I'm one of the chickens. I'm one of the chickens. Please tell them you're a chicken because we already see that you are. I ain't taking no shot from nobody. They can kill me before I take a shot. If they try. Once they start messing with the CEO's son, see, I want a CEO's sons. My daddy owns planet Earth. I don't need to worry about a thing. I don't believe that. I know that my dad owns planet Earth. There's a difference. So I don't walk around like some of you guys. I walk around knowing that daddy is. In fact, I got to be very careful how I treat things. Because some of the stuff, inside, I can see, even with you guys acting up, I still got to treat you right. I mean, I can blast you up and down, but not really you. I got to blast the devil that's using you to talk like you talking and do what you do. That's a fine line sometimes because you see the brother, you think like, man, you want to get them, but you can't make them. It's not them, it's the devil. Just like when the devil came through Peter. He didn't say, Peter, get thee behind me. He said, Satan, get behind me. Peter's name wasn't Satan. God had to bypass Peter. First, he tried to get Peter's attention. Like I've been doing to some of you guys. Don't you know what you're doing? Then I got to rebuke the devil off of you. Because I know he's doing it to you. Even though you don't know it. Just like these people that get hypnotized. They just shake their hand, they go out. You know what? Those are weak-minded people. A bunch of you guys are hypnotized by your phones. You guys don't know that they know how to hypnotize you. Remember back in the day they went like this? You don't think they have things planted in these screens? They already got you guys going buying stuff. All they got to do is show. I guarantee you. You go to a movie, and they show on the movie, and they show the popcorn, they show the Coke. Everybody ain't going to do it, but I guarantee you. You get a guy or a girl, they get up out of their seat, they go on the line, they'll say, oh, I like that big, the family size popcorn, and I want 2 big giant Cokes, please. And it's going to cost you like almost $25. Anyway, it's expensive. Not at the movies. It's almost like going out to have a steak dinner. Anyway, some of these places, they got it going on, though. I went to this one place, man. I took my friend. It had big old giant. You could have 2 people sitting in those seats. They're big old classy seats, and they served everything. You could get anything to eat, anything, and anything to drink. It's like being at home on a big old couch. And you know what? I would love to take my lady there. Me and her would be on the same chair. That's how big it is. You can sit there with your lady, put her in your arms, have your arm around her, and just enjoy the movie. Man, I wish I had those days back with my old lady. Because that's what I wanted to do when I very first met her. I wanted to go out, look at the movies together. That didn't happen. She got pregnant the very first night that we made love. Anyway, and by the way, don't try the diaphragm because they don't work. You guys probably know what that is. So, anyway, so there's so much that's going on, y'all. And you know what? You guys are trying to find out about the mark of the beast and all that. Look, it's 3.5 years after the church is gone before Satan institutes it. You know what the Satan's doing right now? This is what Chuck said. I'm going to put up here. I don't know if you guys know it, but the world computer is in Brussels, Belgium. Google it. It's better known as the European Common Markets. You know, the Universal Product Code, the barcode. The barcode has 666 in it too. It's got a code system in it. In fact, there's one of the sisters at the church. Her name was Regina Hydron. I don't know if she's still living. I believe she is. I'm going to try to see if I can find her to get her to testify. Because she gave me some of they were the stamps that they put on the missiles and the clothes. She said one day she was about to order the clothes for the military because she ordered the clothes. So what happened is the commanding officer beeped her up to her office to let her know they had a new code system that they used to order the clothes now. And it was 666. I'll tell you guys right now, the Bible is 100% King James Version true. If you don't believe it, it's your choice. You just have to find out the hard way. I mean the real hard way. Wouldn't it be better to do what the Bible says and it be wrong, even though it's not, than to not do it and all that stuff be right and you find out you're on the other side of God? I'm going to tell you right now, the man who started this off, you don't want to be on his bad side. He got way too much power. For him to speak this all into existence and not need no help and did it all on his own and made so much stuff that if it were possible, the very world could not contain the books of the things that Jesus made. And you're going to say it wasn't Jesus when Jesus was the one that made things. He made things before he got in the body. Jesus is God, manifested in the flesh. Okay? God became a man. Look, you guys, you don't want to be messing around with this man. I got spanked by him. God spankings ain't no joke. Man, when he got me, man, then he spanked me at work. I almost drove my car over the bridge. I'm telling you guys right now, God ain't playing around, man. He said, if you don't do what he says, he'll bring you to open shame. That's what he did to me. I kept being disobedient. God said, all right. It's like a child, if you go to the store and your children behaving. I'm going to tell you right now, if we behaved in the store, we got to whoop it in the store. Nowadays, you try to whoop a kid in the store, they're going to try to call the cops on you. So all you got to do is make sure when you hit them right in their buttocks. I found out from a friend of mine, you can hit them on their buttocks anywhere. But you just can't hit them in the face. You shouldn't be hitting them in the face anyway. My mom used to slap us though. Wham! Son! Woman, running your mouth at me, talking back to me, boy. Then my grandmother used to wash our mouth out with soap. We got done right. Even though they would have been put in the judge, well, we would have called, we would have called the police on them. Because you know why? If we would have called the police, they would have got out and said, I'm whooping you for calling the police. And then as they call, you call again. I'm going to whoop you every time I get back out. I don't care how long it is that we got to keep this repeating over. I'm going to get you more when I get out to get you. You know what? My cousins, they were whooping the kids. And I should get them. I'm going to see if I can't get them on here. They whooped the kids. You know what happened? The neighbors heard them, so they called the police on them. They called the child protection services. They lost their children for 30 days. You know what they said when they got there to the office? They said the kids cried begging for their parents back. It's my cousins. He said, they said they'd never seen such well-mannered children before. I'll tell you guys right now, those of you ignorant parents say, oh, Johnny, you're going to give you a little timeout. Johnny, don't get in the corner, Johnny. Remember Mommy told you? I told you not to cuss Mommy out anymore. You keep using your bad words on Mommy. Mommy told you not to do it. I know you get those cuss words from school, so I'm going to have you do a 5-minute timeout. Yesterday it was 2.5 minutes. Today it's going to be 5 minutes. So double the time, Johnny. I know you don't want to stay in that corner. He'd be having all these fitting rats and stuff. When a spanking, give him a little spanking with a beat them child, he will not die. I'm looking at the children and screaming. I said, wow, that sound like you need a spanking to me. Gonna be acting like that? You gonna cry? My father said you gonna cry. I'm gonna give you something to cry about. Not gonna just cry for nothing. Then when he did give me what he said, all right, stop that crying. I'm like, really? You just beat me like that and you're gonna tell me to stop crying? What? Out of your mind. Anyway, to be continued. Hopefully when Malik gets back, I'm not sure, I think he comes back Saturday or Sunday. Anyway, God bless you is my prayer.